In this video, I'm going to be doing a teardown of a Sony Vaio VGN-FT51. I'll be replacing the spinning hard drive with an SSD, removing the old CMOS battery, and finally taking a tour of the factory Japanese Windows XP installation, including some pretty interesting bundled games. But first, some history and specs. The Sony Vaio VGN-FT was released in 2006 as a Japan-only model, where it went by the name Vaio Type F TV. Marketed as a multimedia laptop, it included an infrared remote, DVD drive, and a built-in TV tuner. For processors, it came with an Intel Core Duo T-Series CPU between 1.6 and 2.1 GHz. It came with a 15.4-inch screen, 1280 by 800, 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Base memory was 512 megabytes of DDR2 between two slots, maximum 2 gigabytes. It came with a DVD writer and a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive, 60 to 160 gigabytes. Weighing in at just over 6 pounds, it came preloaded with either Windows XP Home or Professional. So now let's take a look at the laptop. Along the back, we have our CPU exhaust and our power jack. On the side, we have both an express card and also a PC card slot. USB, iLink FireWire, S-Video out and in, analog AV in, VGA, and our cable antenna. Along the front, memory stick and SD card readers, microphone and headphone jack, Wi-Fi switch, and our LEDs. On the other side, 2 more USB ports, our DVD drive, Ethernet, and our dial-up modem. On the bottom, our battery and a number of user-accessible panels. We'll see more on those shortly. Now, opening the lid. Our top-firing speakers, original Japanese stickers, smart card reader, trackpad, a row of clear buttons for our media, TV controls, glossy screen with webcam, and finally, the included infrared remote control. So now let's get started with the teardown, beginning by removing the battery. Next, remove the cover over the CPU and cooling fan. This is something I've seen on a few Vaios. You should be able to clean your fan or replace your CPU without having to take the entire laptop apart. Under this next cover, we have a single RAM slot. And under the final cover, we have our SATA hard drive. And now we can begin removing the rest of the screws. Everything's marked with an arrow. The two screws on either side of the battery are slightly different size. This one here is a little stuck. And here's the other one. Pulling the two blanks out of our PC card slots. So now we flip over the laptop and remove the keyboard. It's being held in by clips on the bottom. Just pry up and lift. It is being held on by ribbon cable. Now we have two screws holding in our DVD drive and then one in the plastic trim holding on the top cover. And now we can slide our DVD drive out. And this is going to give us access to the final screws holding on the top cover that were hidden underneath the drive. So now I'm starting to pry up the top cover. Don't get too carried away. We have some ribbon cables yet. This was a bit of a struggle. I've cut out a bit. It actually takes quite a bit of force to open this up. I thought I'd somehow miss some kind of hidden screw. It turned out it was actually glued down in the lower right corner. So now that we have the cover loose, we need to remove these ribbon cables. They all have flip-up latches. You can see the 4 tabs in the battery compartment that are holding the top cover on. You have to get it at just the right angle and they'll pop out. And here's a look at the underside of our top cover. So let's take a close-up look at the motherboard. Here's the CMOS battery we're going to need to remove. So let's remove that old battery. It's the nickel metal hydride kind, the kind that can leak. You can see it sitting right on top of a bunch of chips. Quickly do a lot of damage. Wiggle the connector back and forth to remove it. This did start to leak. It kind of follows its way down the wire and was just starting to get onto the connector. You can see a little of the green corrosion on one of the pins. And I'll just do a quick cleanup on the connector on the motherboard with some vinegar, a nylon brush, some isopropyl alcohol, and then some contact cleaner. Next, we can reinstall the top cover. First, we need to reinstall those tabs into the 4 slots. It's a little bit easier to do from the bottom again. Clipping everything back into place. Make sure we get the 2 screws into the DVD bay. If we miss them now, we're going to have to remove the keyboard again. Reinstalling the top cover screw. And reinstalling the DVD drive and its 2 screws. Reinstalling our 3 ribbon cables. Reinstalling our keyboard. Reinserting our PC card blanks. And then the remaining bottom screws, starting with those two odd sizes to either side of the battery. Finally, let's replace our hard drive. I'll remove the screws from the caddy. Here's our SATA SSD replacement. Screwed into the caddy, we just tilt it in. And it'll be held in by the screws through the cover. So next, let's take a quick look at the BIOS. And now let's take a look at the factory Japanese Windows XP installation. There's a lot of preloaded software on this machine, especially games. First, we have Go. Next, Shogi. Mahjong. Aquazone, a virtual fishbowl. LifeFlow, which gives you a clock and calendar, lets you play your music with Visualizer. This is just a Japanese dial-up ISP, but kind of interesting little app. An app to teach English.
Morning. Morning. She left early in the morning. She left early in the morning. She left early in the morning. Noon. We can use this room until noon. Evening. Are you free this evening? Night.
Tiny Park, a simple little Hello Kitty matching game. A typing horse racing game.
Unbalance.
Makes you ride your horse back the other way, but I cut that part out. A card game. It's got some interesting character art. A Vaio tour that gives a rundown on all the different installed applications. Quick look at the built-in documentation. Checking out the included Vaio wallpaper. Trying out our built-in media keys and on-screen display. Then hitting the TV button to launch Do Vaio, our media app. Kind of nostalgic here, seeing it scan for TV channels. And then a quick look at the media player itself. Taking a look at the Windows system properties. But that's it. Thanks for watching.